has at least some part of us that feels like they want to do some good. They want to be some sort of success. Whether it's success as a person, success in a company, or trying to change the world somehow in your own personal way. And the biggest question usually comes back down to how? How can I actually make a change in this world? And hopefully by the end of this presentation, and hopefully the things that I'll share, that the lessons I've learned along the way, can ultimately encourage you and hopefully maybe inspire you that maybe that how can come back to this simple thing that we call happiness. Forget what you did, but then never forget how you made them feel. And I put this up there not just because I love this as a personal mantra, but I put it up there because a company that happens to be named Zappos actually uses it to determine and decide their everyday business decisions. About Zappos, they think, oh yeah, awesome customer service. But what's interesting is that it's not their internal priority at all. Their number one priority is company culture. And so in an organizational setting, whether it's in a classroom or in a company or in a department, if you can create this environment where everyone has the same DNA, like the birds do, they're all basically founded and grounded by the same values. But at the same time, when you have these values, you can actually allow each person, each bird, each individual to be true to their weird, unique self and make their own decisions, be empowered to do so, because in the end of the day, they're all bound by the same values and know that that's essentially leading their way to the common goal they want to go to. Basically, the things that show and have showed how we can increase our levels of happiness, focusing on the things that are good and right with us, not the things that are wrong with us. Number one is perceived control. What's our sense of control? Are we making our own decisions? Are we being able to execute on them? Another way to look at this is expectation management. How I think about it is like we can hope for the best, but we have to really basically expect anything can happen, even the worst. Second one. So this is a sense of, am I growing in life? Am I learning? Am I developing over time? One of the things that Zappos did in their merchandising department was, instead of like going from an entry-level person to a buyer, it usually takes 18 months. Instead of saying, yeah, you have the next 18 months to do that, what they did was they divvied it up in thirds. So that every 6 months they said, congratulations, this is what you've accomplished, and now this is what you have left to go. And in that act alone, there was no change in pay raise or anything like that. Just in that act alone, that showed that their happiness levels went up in that department, only because, coming back to this old thing about perceived progress, they felt like they were getting somewhere sooner than they were otherwise. And this is really simple, just the depth and breadth of your relationships in your life. And the fourth thing is vision and meaning, which is a huge one, but I'll cover it in this. What are you doing as individuals, as companies, that is bigger than yourself, bigger than just making money and making profits? Because at the end of the day, this is what our pleasures in life. And for a company, we all know we need our profits. In other words, otherwise, like, there's nothing to talk about. There's no way we're going to survive. But what we're saying here is, what we've seen is that unless you layer the passion and purpose on top of those necessary things, the odds of you sustaining your own personal happiness and the odds of you sustaining your company's ultimate success are that much more against you. So if this is what the research is showing and telling us, then happier employees and you have happier customers, that will equal to more successful companies and, more importantly, more meaningful lives. Not just within your company, but every single person that you're touching along the way. And again, it goes back to the statistics that it decreases turnover by 51%, increases profitability by 22%, and it actually increases your life. On average, 77.5 years healthier in the world. But maybe we could start changing ourselves first. There's a great quote by Rumi. He's a Persian poet and writer. And what he said was, once before I was clever and I wanted to change the world. But when I became wiser, I started changing myself. And that's our belief at Delivering Happiness. How do we go about it? We say, well, change your world. And then together, as a whole, we can change the world as one.